differences. Risk-taking, choice is always an option, the consequence is not. So again, you can choose to try anything you want, like some of these crazy things here, but we do want to encourage curiosity, positive opportunities for taking risks, especially for girls. Teach by example that we've taken risks, encourage girls to take risks. Failure is often our best teacher. Boys in fighting, find a way for them to be physical with one another, that's the aggression nurturance. Competition, and allow boys to solve problems. They were really good at that, but sometimes we try to do it too quickly. You know, we got to move on now, and we don't let them solve that problem. However, intentional violence is not acceptable. So that's that line between what's aggression nurturance and what's intentional violence, and so that's something that really needs to be looked at. Finally, I mean, when girls see each other, I don't know if you can read this, check out the hair, evaluate skin, inspect jewelry, legs shaved or not, be jealous of ankle bracelet. I mean, we come with so much that I even mentioned before we started today. Is the hair okay? The wires hanging out, you know, that sort of thing. And guys are just, you get what you get, which is what one of the things that we love about guys. It's not all this smoke and mirror stuff. So finally, in closing, it's like, think about girls. These are some things that research shows that's different. So in any classroom, if it's co-ed, and you have two at that grade level, so let's say you have 2 third grades. If you're willing, the teachers could separate, and one teacher could take all boys, and one teacher could take all girls for some unit, just some unit, where you just do it for a week or something. There are differences in noise levels, right? Sometimes in your co-ed classrooms, the girls say, it's so noisy in here, I can't stand it. You know, but you're a co-ed class, and boys are just louder than girls. So here's some ideas if you just have girls in your classroom. Use less body movement when teaching. You know, try not to walk all over the place because, again, they're listening to you. They're not as visual as boys. Quieter environment, full directions, remember? Single space, double space, blue ink, black ink, all that kind of stuff. They like to know that because they want to do it right. Here's another thing about homework. It's supposed to, you give an assignment, it's supposed to take 15 minutes of homework. Boys and girls. How long does it take the boys? Oh, usually if it's 15 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. You're done, I'm done. Unless they're really conscientious. Girls, they will rip it up 3 times and start over because they didn't do it right. You know what I'm saying? And that's that whole thing about failure and perfection that we need to work on with girls. Lights don't have to be as bright. This is really interesting. As an administrator, I was like in a closet. I had no windows in my room, and I do not like these lights, so I had lamps. But that's great for girls to come in and talk, but boys really, their rods and cones are different than girls. They perform much better in a brighter light than girls do. So you could have some lamps and stuff in the girls' room. Tone of voice, not too loud, stimulates a stress response. So male coaches a lot of times have trouble with their coaching girls because they use their voice they coach with boys. And girls just take it in differently, so they have to learn how to tone that down a little bit. Of course, choice. Group an even number, because if you have groups of 3, somebody's going to be left out. 2 of them are going to talk, and one's going to be left out. And we like it warmer in a room. I don't know, my husband's always saying it's hot, and I say it's freezing in here. So, you know, there's just difference in our body temperature. And because we enjoy eye-to-eye contact versus the testosterone where it gets them up a little bit with boys, circle work, working in pairs, that sort of thing, eye-to-eye works much better. Another just little tidbit about that, if you go out with another couple and you happen to sit at a bar where there's a mirror behind it, the 2 guys are sitting together, the 2 girls are sitting together, try this. This is your action research. Guys will tend to talk through the mirror. They will not actually turn their chairs and look at one another because they can see each other. But again, it's that not direct, where the women will turn their chairs and be much more face-to-face about that. Again, it has to do with the oxytocin and the testosterone. So this is our concluding piece here. I would like you to meet with your 9 o'clock partner go and just, what are you going to do with this information? That's what you're going to talk.